r/AskReddit, men/women who slept with another person, knowing the other person had a BF/GF, how did you feel? Any regret at all for the other person? So? I felt bad when I didn't know and only found out after the act. The one time I did it knowing I didn't care because I witnessed him being an abusive asshole. I was in a long-distance relationship with someone who was in a relationship, and we ended up meeting in person a few times after meeting originally in an MMO. I was super depressed from a breakup at the time, and she swore her plan was to leave him and move to be with me. Shocker, she didn't. In retrospect, I feel awful, but I was young, in a dark place, and I believed her. Zug zug. I was given the "oh she's really toxic and abusive, I'm trying to leave her anyway" story. I was stupid and fell for it. He made it so believable. I get home, look at Snapchat, and he's posting all this lovey-dovey stuff with her on his story. They were about to go on a road trip too. I asked him about it, then got blocked on his and her social media. I feel bad and I hope that girl got away from him. Never ever fall for the "I'm leaving them anyways" BS, it's never true. Very true. I know someone closely who sleeps with married men. Maybe it's a kink, but she, alongside him, are wrecking lives. I know a couple of those too, and it was always egoistic power play thing for them. They'd sometimes be like, "Have you seen his GF/wife? I mean, they could do so much better," and then the better was her naturally. How does that not affect your friendship? Not sure if I could be friends with someone who knowingly cheats. I met him and he was a grossly abusive, emotionally, dude, and a severe alcoholic. It was clear she was afraid and didn't know how to leave the relationship, so I considered it more of being a very immoral support system. Then after we dated, and then she cheated on me by sleeping with the husband of the family she was nannying for and broke up the marriage. Karma, baby. So the baby's name was Karma? Ironically, it's how I met my best friend. Me and this girl started a FWB type relationship. I found out she was dating my friend, so I got his number from asking around and called him. I told him everything and he said, "He'll call you back." I thought he was gonna kill me. Instead, she texted back, "You fucking dick," and he called me and said, "Want to be my new friend?" and we've been brothers since. I met a friend of a friend. We hit it off and I ended up at her place. Didn't know she was married until I got there, but she told me that she had cheated on him before and the relationship was basically over, and she had plans of telling him she wanted a divorce. A couple years later and they're still together and have a kid. I don't have any regrets for the husband, but I wish I could go back and know I was being lied to. I'm going to end it as a cheater's cliche. I had a friend who slept with a girl. She said she was in a relationship, but he didn't know she was lesbian. 2 days later the girlfriend found out, showed up to his work, and she beat the shit out of him. Yeah, I have in the past. In high school and college I never even considered caring about it. But as I got older and actually had meaningful relationships, and got cheated on myself, it became a deal breaker for me. God, to have so little empathy. It must be so freeing. I recently found out that I was the other woman. I didn't know while it was going on. I've been through about every emotion. I have no regrets, but now I am making sure that he sorts his shit out. What do you mean making sure he sorts his shit out? I had a weird one. Pretty girl at work is engaged. Turns out her fiance wants to each have one last hall pass before they get married. So she picks me. He goes out of town to a friend's wedding where he, theoretically, was going to hook up with one of the girls there. She came to my house that Friday and we had amazing sex. He ended up swinging and missing on the girl out of town. Did I feel bad? Nah. Alex, he'll take things that never happened for $1,000. Another question, has anyone here tried to pursue someone already in a relationship? What was your mindset at the time? Did it work? Did you feel guilty after? I was the other guy. I believe the story a lot have been given. My partner abuses me, I'm leaving them. I fell for it and lost a career because of it. Make a separate post, I want to know the answers. I was engaged to her before she left me for him. I thought I was a good man until I slept with her knowing she had a boyfriend. I still loved her. Now I will never see myself as a decent human being again. Regrets? I have a few. But then again, too few to mention. I have copies of my divorce papers to ease someone's mind. It's a sad world we live in, but when you say you are divorced and you are a dude, need to back it up so they do not have that lingering question in their mind. Especially if you are trying some of the dating sites to talk to someone. You are definitely a bit morally corrupt if you do it. But if you are single and the other person is in a relationship, then the responsibility to stay loyal fully falls on the person in a relationship. Also, if the only reason they don't cheat on their partner is because you said no, I'm not sure it makes them better partners. Would probably feel different if one's actively trying to be with someone who's already in a relationship, but even then, I was pissed off, both of the times that this happened to me. I hate cheaters. I had no intention of bringing that kind of pain and discord to another man. In each case, I was lied to by the woman. They said they were single, but the first had a long-term BF. The second was married. Nah, it would go against my core values. Karma goes around and comes around. Zero regret. I was in a shit marriage and she was in a shit marriage. The affair went on for 2 years and both of our spouses were so clueless they didn't know until we left them. I've been married to the other woman for 12 years now. Super happy with our life together. Never cheated on my so, but a lady at work wanted to hook up with me and I got a chance to go through her phone and found her husband number and snitched on her with the text she sent me. She quit about a week later. Sorry Reddit, but I'm not a piece of meat, it goes both ways. I am curious, how did it affect your career? She found out her hubby cheated on her, and gave her lame ass excuses for it. So I was her revenge. And yes, I did regret a bit, because she wasn't that good of a lay, but I can't say I was bothered in the least bit about the cheating. I didn't make a marriage vow, I didn't cheat on my wife with a hooker, and I didn't try to worm my way out of it with a crappy excuse. And I knew she was married beforehand. Had an on-again/off again fling with a woman for a couple years. Sometimes she was single, sometimes she was back with her old boyfriend, who I think she ended up marrying. I knew that she was in a relationship, but the sex was so incredibly hot. We just clicked, and bodies lined up so perfectly that we drove each other insane with passion. Not much attraction outside of the bedroom, but man oh man, I still use those sessions for material. To sum it up, we were both consenting adults. Don't feel bad. No, actually. Fucked up to say out loud I guess, but I was young and just honestly didn't care. It's never a good idea. You think of it like, wow, they must really like me to choose me over their so, when really it's more about them hating the so and either trying to make them jealous/notice/leave them. One of them, I was told the guy was somewhat abusive so didn't care, another was she was actively with him, and would even like text him and stuff after we banged, so that was weird and kind of felt bad. This is making me realize I've done this too much, so I'ma stop there. I did a lot in high school. I thought it was cool, but once I got older I realized how shitty of a person I was, and now if a girl has boyfriend I do my best to avoid them. I really regret doing that stuff, not cool. To the cheater, bad karma will get you. I saw his wife's shoes in the hallway when I arrived, but I tried to write it off. But they were clearly women's shoes, pink and small. And then I saw her photos all over the house. Photos of them together. Photos of the whole family. Her perfumes in the bathroom. So I wrote a note and placed it in her shoes when I left. It said, "Your husband pays women from Instagram to fuck him when you're not home." I had an affair with a married man. One of the worst things I ever did. He ended up cheating on me. I always hoped that his ex-wife got some joy out of my heartbreak, that I got the karma coming to me. Good lesson to never shit where you eat. How can a married man cheat on you if you're not the wife? Decent people don't do this. This is Reddit, full of decent people. Full of virgins more like. My philosophy has always been I will never go after a married/dating person, but if they come onto me, that's on them. I've heard so many people say this. Can't say I agree, but to each their own. That's called a lack of integrity. Yeah, I feel sorry for the GF. Didn't know I was the third person. I've been on both sides of this coin and they both feel shitty, but getting cheated on definitely hurt more, but that was probably the karma. I was knowingly the other person with 2 older women while I was in college. I've never cheated on a partner, but I've been cheated on by a fiancé. Worst pain I've ever experienced. And part of me thinks I probably deserve it because I was knowingly with married women. Hella regret. I hate that I did it and wish I can go back and make the opposite choice. You want to fuck her boyfriend? Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.